Damodar Maas ki Jai. So this is such a wonderful, blissful, spiritually potent month. Everybody is so much into chanting, doing Damodar Ashtakam. It's an amazing opportunity to get together and celebrate this month. Kartik month is also known as Damodar month, and also it is known as Urja month. Urja means very powerful, extremely powerful. And Urjeshwari is Srimati Radharani. Krishna is also known as Urja because Krishna is extremely powerful. This month is also known as Urja month because this month is also very powerful. अगर इस महीने के अंदर हम जो भी व्रत रखते हैं, जो भी हम आध्यात्मिक कार्य करते हैं, whatever spiritual activities we do in this month is multiplied by hundreds of times. And different scriptures, including the Puranas and the different scriptures like Hari Bhakti Vilas, etc., they describe the glories of Kartik. They describe this month as a very, very powerful and a potent month. That is why it's known as Urja. This particular Damodar Ashtakam was actually composed by, some Satya yuga, we don't even know which one, by a Muni called Satyavrata Muni, a sage called Satyavrata Muni. And there is a conversation between Naradji and Shaunak Rishi in the Padma Purana, in which this particular Damodar Leela or this Damodar Ashtakam is being discussed, that was composed or compiled by Sri Satyavrata Muni. This Damodar Ashtakam is basically glorifying a particular Leela or a pastime of Lord Krishna. And it is basically a prayer. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas also, this mention is there, that is given by, there's a commentary that was given by Sanatana Goswami, known as the Digdarshini. It is known as the Digdarshini by Sanatana Goswami Pad. And Jiva Goswami has compiled a very nice scripture called Gopal Champu. And in Gopal Champu, chapter number 8, describes this wonderful pastime of Damodarji. In chapter number 8 of Gopal Champu. It is known as the Dam Bandhana Leela. Dam Bandhan Leela. And in this particular Leela, Satyavrata Muni has written 8 stanzas or 8 paragraphs in this poem. That is what is known as Ashtakam. Ashta means 8. And it's like a prayer where there is actually sort of a silent discussion with the Lord. It's amazing, our acharyas have given such a wonderful deep meaning of this Ashtakam. We have already heard about the Leela so many times, about Lord Krishna was naughty, he was stealing butter, mother got angry, he caught him up, almost threatened to beat him with a stick, tried to tie him up, 2 fingers short, couldn't tie him, finally manages to tie with love. Krishna then finally gets out into the courtyard, and the 2 Arjun trees, he gets in between and they fall. The 2 sons of Kuber come out, circumambulate him, and they go back home, back to Godhead, and that's the end of the Leela. So now time for Prasadam. We heard that so many times. So many different languages also. So the thing is, there is so much deep meaning in this Ashtakam. This actually Ashtakam, if we study it based on the Digdarshini, based on the Gopal Champu, based on the commentaries of our acharyas like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Ji and his forward disciples like Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada had actually taken sannyas from Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. So he is a sannyas guru. But even Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj has written a very nice commentary known as the Digdarshini Anudarshan or Anubhavar Darshan. And when we read through these scriptures, it's so amazing and it's so deep that this actually, a lecture on this Ashtakam alone can go on for the whole Kartik month. But because of the time constraint, please. Prabhupada, Gurudev ki jai. Thank you. And the divine qualities of a person, especially the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here now the next component is, what is it? Leela Vishesha. What was the first one? Aishwarya Vishesha, Leela Vishesha. And in Leela Vishesh, as we all know, there are so many wonderful, sweet pastimes of the Supreme Lord that happen. He's interested only in Gokule Brajamanam. That happened in Gokul. Not interested in Mathura, not interested in Dwarka, not interested in any parts of Vaikuntha, not interested in anywhere else but in Gokul. The Leelas of the Supreme Lord. It is said that early morning when Krishna wakes up, Nanda Baba wakes up and his brothers wake up in Gokul, there are two wonderful, beautiful personalities who come, and along with so many Vrajvasis, they gather at the palace of Nanda Baba. And the name of these two personalities is Snigdha Kantha and Madhur Kantha. Madhur Kantha means one whose voice is very, very sweet. And Snigdha means also like honey, very sweet. So these two brothers, what they do is they come out. This is in the Aprakatya Gokul, in Golok Vrindavan. They come and every day they narrate wonderful pastimes, sweet pastimes of Krishna. So they are narrating so many different pastimes. Krishna is very little. Krishna is barely walking now. All these different pastimes, right from his birth, they are describing in a very, very sweet voice the sweet pastimes of Krishna. So, Rupa Vishesha. And in that, they are saying that Leela Vishesha. Rupa Vishesha and Leela Vishesha. And Rupa Vishesha, they are describing the beauty of Krishna, which we will, as we go into this Ashtakam, the beauty of Krishna pertaining to this particular Ashtakam, we will further expound on it based on the lines that are here. So in the Snigdha Kantha and Madhur Kantha, what they do is they gather, all the Vrajvasis gather in the palace and they describe. So some of the pastimes that they describe is Krishna is now started to walk. He is actually crawling and a little bit walking. His friends come early in the morning. They all go and they start their mischief. They go into Gokul and they start this stealing business. They go into the Gopi's house and they tell, Krishna tells and Balaram tells that, okay, this is your house now. So you go tell your mother that that calf that is newly born a few days ago, somebody set it free. So go check it out. Maya, go check it out. So the Maya will be concerned. Immediately she goes out. Krishna and his Gwalbals are hiding in behind a tree or some hiding place, and they go and steal the butter. So all these naughty things, Leela Vishesh, they're doing. Krishna is, sometimes what he does is, he goes into some Gopi's house, and immediately when the Gopi is doing something in the kitchen, sneaks behind, goes into the storeroom and grabs some butter and starts eating, throwing it around and feeding also to the crows and monkeys. So one day one Gopi caught Krishna and told Krishna, Krishna, are you a thief? Nahi Maiya, how can I be a thief? How can I steal in my own house? I thought you are my Maiya. You call me Lala. In Gokul, in Raj, everybody calls Krishna Lala. Lala means son and Lali means beti. So if you call me Lala, then this basically is totally bhasha, he says. अगर आप मुझे लाला बोलती हो मैया, तो ये तो मेरा घर हो गया, तो मैं मेरे घर में कैसे चोरी करूंगा? And the Gopis was just struck, but so struck with his beauty and the way he was speaking. And then immediately, when the Gopi was so dumbfounded, Krishna would release his hand and run away. Then Krishna would perform such wonderful pastimes. Krishna Balaram, sometimes the little boys, they're just barely able to walk and they're asked to wrestle by the Gopis. One side is taking the side of Balaram, one side is taking the side of Krishna, and they will say, Krishna, Balaram, whoever wins will give you a laddu. And they slap their chest and arms just like wrestlers, and they make the whole Gokul so happy. One time it was Krishna's birthday, and Maya Yashoda told Krishna, go get that calf that is there. Bring it inside. And Krishna thought that, you know what? Okay, I'll bring it, Maya, no problem. And he brings the calf inside and he sees a butter pot there on top. Now he thinks, this is a good moment. I'm very short. I'll use the calf. I'll climb on this calf and grab the butter pot. And he actually does that. But the calf immediately leaves and he's stuck hanging on the rafter. And then he's crying, Maya, 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 Maya. And Maya is very, very amused and happy to relieve her baby darling from the hanging rafter. So like that, these are wonderful, what is called as Leela Vishesh. All these wonderful pastimes are being described. One time, Krishna was again in his stealing spree, and everybody was actually complaining to Yashoda. Look, your Lala, as he is growing up, he's becoming a badmash. He's becoming so naughty. He's becoming a chore. You better do something about it. He's stealing all our makhan. And not only that, okay, stealing and eating, we can consider that, but he breaks the pots. And then he feeds it to the rest of it to the crows and monkeys. Yashoda, we don't understand what to do. So actually speaking, our acharyas explained, the gopis used to get a chance to go and in the excuse of complaining, they were describing the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Just like, when we hear something very nice about Krishna, we try to share it, right? In our Harikatha, in our Ishtagosti. Same way, it was that Ishtagosti in Gokul. That complaining was very pleasurable. It was pleasurable not only to Krishna, but also to the gopis themselves. Krishna gave them a lot of pleasure. So in this, there's some, I'm going to skip a few lines and I'll come back to this. So he's saying, Satyavrata Muni is saying, Idriksha Leela Bir Ananda Kunde Swagosha Nimanjantam Akhyapayantam. So Idriksha, by these sweet pastimes, such as the one that we will be describing as well, which is the Damodar Bandhan Leela, Idrik Swalila Bir. Swalila means his own sweet pastimes. Idrik Swalila Bir. Ananda Kunde, he used to immerse. Idrik Swalila Bir Ananda Kunde. Nimanjantam. Nimanjantam means to immerse completely, to drown. He drowned everybody in Gokul in Ananda Kund, in a kund of happiness and bliss. And Swalila Bhir, our acharyas explain, Swalila means the Leela that he personally performed, Krishna, which gave him bliss to drown in that Anand Kund, and he gave the devotees that bliss to drown in that Anand Kund. That Swalila Bhir has got a very good meaning behind it. Swa means both. He took pleasure and he gave pleasure. Swalila Bir Ananda Kunde. Idrik Swalila Bir Ananda Kunde. Swagosha Nimanjantam. Swaghosh means, there's a couple meanings of Swaghosh. Our acharyas explain. One meaning of Swaghosh means Gokul is known as Ghosh Palli. Gokul is known as what? Ghosh Palli. Ghosh means to declare or to say. And what are they saying? Ghosh Palli, one Gokul, everything is about Krishna. Krishna, did you do this? Krishna, did you do that? Krishna, you stole the butter. Bring the calves, bring the cows. Let's go out herding. Let's do this. So it's all about, Gokul is all about that hustle and bustle of everybody describing the pastimes of Krishna. That is what is known as Swaghosh. Swaghosh means his own Gokul. And Swagosha, Nimanjantam, Akhyapayantam. He's saying that Swalilabir Ananda Kunde, Swagosha, Tadiyetis Agneshu. He's telling his other devotees as well, in the form of Lord Narayana, Vishnu, etc., who has his gyan of his Aishwarya. Tadi Eshit means the Aishwarya Gran. Ishita means the Supreme Lord. And when one knows that he is the Supreme Lord, that means it is under the influence of opulence, awe and reverence. So he is telling the rest of his devotees, Tadi Ishita Agneshu, if you have knowledge of me as the Supreme Lord, then I would like to tell you one thing. That first of all, I am only controlled by those who love me. That is, he's telling his other Jnani Bhaktas. Tadi Ishit Agneshu Bhaktai Baddham. I give those devotees preference in Gokul because it is my own Gokul, the Vrajvasis, they are mine own, and I get controlled by them. Because of their great devotion. So he is declaring it to the rest of the devotees. It's just not to the public, but he's also describing this to the rest of the devotees that are there in this creation. So one time what happened, it was Diwali time, and during Diwali time, the celebration for the Indra Puja happens, and that time Upananda and the brothers of Nanda Baba, they are preparing for that, and this preparation was going on in Kartik for quite some time, especially Diwali, the Indra Puja was coming closer. So that day, Mother Yashoda told the maidservants and even Rohini Mata and Baldev, you go and help Upananda, Nanda Baba's older brother, because he is older. We follow our family tradition, and what we do is we help in our family tradition in decorating the palace and doing all the different important activities that are there for this big yajna that we are going to be doing. So you all go and help. It is early in the morning. Yashoda Maiya wakes up and she sees her beautiful Lala sleeping next to her. And this Lala is described in the Gopal Champu as having his closed, beautiful blue, his eyes were resembling blue lotus flowers. And he is sleeping. This is the 2.5-year-old Lala at that time. And he is sleeping in a beautiful slumber. And Mother Yashoda is getting goosebumps simply caressing him on his head. And she is thinking, my Lala is sleeping so nicely. And she puts him on the side and slowly she gets out of her bed. And she actually goes to the kitchen. And she wants to actually make butter. Now this butter, she's thinking that every day my maid servants, she's, Rani. So she just got a lot of maid servants. So these maid servants, today they are not there. And she's also thinking, the Lala is stealing everywhere. Maybe my butter is not that great in the house that the servants are making. So maybe I should make with my own hands. She is having that bhav that I should make this butter, this makhan with my own hands. So she actually, with her own hands, she basically milked. Nanda Baba had some special cows that were in the house itself. Gange, Mangala, Pingali. So these cows, she personally milked and she gathered the best milk and took it, made some wonderful yogurt, and she went into the kitchen and started churning. And her churning, Yashoda Mata's beauty has been described in Gopal Champu, and our Acharya is described in the Digdarshini. She is so beautiful. She is dark complexion and she is so effulgent. And when she is dressed so nicely for Diwali, nice silk clothes, and she is basically decked up with nice bangles, and her chain is adorned on her neck, and she is in the kitchen doing the fresh yogurt. She is churning, and as she is churning, the sound is coming, drik, 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 ching, 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 ching. So the acharyas describe that drik, drik from the churning rod is like a mridang, and that ching, 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 ching is from her bangles like a kartal. And she is basically singing wonderful pastimes of Krishna from the time Krishna was born. With Bilva Mangal Thakur expresses this in his Govinda Damodar Stotra. Some of you all must have heard these common lines. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So Krishna, yes, Kararavinda, Mukharavinda, Padaravinda, Vineshwara, Pavatashya Patro, Shapudeshayanam, Balam Mukundam Manasasmarami. Same bow. We'll see Satyavrata Muni is expressing the Vatsalya Ras here. So here basically we are describing his Leela Vishesh. And Satyavrata Muni is coming to this point where he started. So basically Mother Yashoda is churning. It's like a song that is with the full orchestra, or Gaudiya Vaishnava orchestra with the mridang and then the kartal. Very nicely, sweetly, and she is singing, "Oh Lala, you are the crown jewel crest of of Nanda Baba's dynasty. The Vrajvasis are so fortunate. What kind of austerities they must have performed that they were able to see all your sweet pastimes, and you give them so much happiness and bliss. Ananda Kunde. Idriksha Leelavir Ananda Kunde. You give them this happiness. And then she is singing, Oh Lala, you are so Govinda Damodar Madhav. Each slok has that ending, Govinda Damodar Madhav. In the Sanskrit below with Thakur and the Acharyas describe so nicely, Jiva Goswami. Then he's describing, Oh Lala, when you were so small, just only 6 days, how you killed Putna. We were all concerned about you, but finally you were saved, and you killed Putna, and everybody was happy. Oh Lala, a few days later, you killed Shaktasur. Oh Lala, so beautiful, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Trinavrat came and he grabbed you, and then you got saved by the mercy of Parmeshwar. So she is saying by the mercy of Parmeshwar, Nanda Baba's Ishtadev, Narayana. By the mercy of Parmeshwar you got saved. So like that, she is singing all these wonderful little pastimes that from the time he was, when Lord Krishna appeared. And she also says that, look, when I was feeding you, baby Krishna also, one day you showed me in your mouth. Krishna showed the Brahman and the entire creation twice to Mother Yashoda. Once when he was feeding and when Krishna was yawning. And once, of course, you all know that Leela when he ate mitti, when he ate the mud. That's when he showed the universe. So at that time, Mother Yashoda is thinking, when the first time she saw the universe, oh, Vishnu's Leela, Vaishnav Devi, or Vaishnavi Maya. It proves that Vaishnavi Maya is there, that I am seeing things. That I am illusion. She doesn't consider Lala as so the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She doesn't consider that, but there she's saying it confirms that Vishnu's Maya is so strong and I am feeling it. That is why I am simply mesmerized and I am simply hypnotized and I am seeing things, I am hallucinating, that I am seeing the entire creation in your mouth. So like that she is singing so nicely. Then Lala wakes up with the singing, and then when he doesn't find Mama, Maya next to Lala, Lala starts crying. Ordinary children, we see that the moment they are away from their mother, they start crying. And Krishna is crying, and she is calling out, Maya, Maya, but Maya can't hear because her kirtan is going on. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhav. And she is singing all these wonderful shlokas describing the pastimes, the sweet pastimes of Krishna, Leela Vishesh. So then Krishna slowly gets up from the bed. He is very, very little. He rolls on one side. Gopal Champu describes so many wonderful, and he can't get out. The bed is a little high, so he slowly puts one foot on the ground, and then he puts the second one slowly once he has got the support, and then he is slowly like an intoxicated little elephant. He is drowsy, he is crying because he just woke up from his sleep. He is going here and there, zigzag, and he makes his way to the kitchen. So that as soon as Mother Yashoda still doesn't realize that Lala is right behind me. So Lala is still crying, and he's thinking Mother Yashoda doesn't know I'm here, and he's a little upset too. So more upset, he's crying even more. And he says, I'm hungry. And then he goes and put one hand on the churning rod and one hand he pulls the veil of his mother. And then when Maya sees that, immediately she stops the churning and picks Lala up and grabs him and sits on the side and puts Lala inside her veil and starts feeding Lala. On one side, she has put some milk that is being boiled because she needs to make nice, sweet makhan. And she has to make more dahi. So you know how we make dahi or the yogurt, we have to heat it up, right? Before we actually put the, the starter in it. Medwan bolte na, kya bolte? Jamun. So she had milk, but at the same time, she is feeding baby Krishna blissfully. And she is so much in Anand. Jiva Goswami describes her bliss is so much that she is actually getting the Ashta Sattvic Vikar. Her hairs are standing on her end, she's getting goosebumps. And she is actually incessantly also crying. She gets this internal motherly feeling. so much that she is engrossed that baby Krishna is feeding on her and on her, and she is just in a very, very, very different transcendental mood that is undescribable. At that time, Krishna is also very blissfully feeding. The milk on the stove is boiling. And as soon as it is boiling, it is falling into the fire. And Mother Yashoda immediately grabs baby Krishna and puts him away. Very easily. Now this is the same baby Krishna, if you remember, about 2 years and 5 months ago, Putna, who had the 10,000 strength of 10,000 elephants, she could not get free from Krishna when Krishna grabbed her. She tried her best. She grew into her original form, huge Rakshasini, huge demoness. But, she could not free herself. Krishna had, that's it, caught her. And Krishna's grip was immediately, Yashoda Mai, was so easy for her to simply, and Krishna had actually locked himself like a baby monkey. You've seen how the baby monkey locks around the mother's with the legs. It was so easy for Krishna to put that baby down like an ordinary child, which Putna could not. And we all know that Krishna's Aishwarya, his strength, he's the most, one of the 6 opulences is, Bhagwan means he's got the most strength. So it is described by the Acharyas because the love of Mother Yashoda exceeded the love of Krishna. She was able to do that. Because the love of Mother Yashoda exceeded the love of Krishna, she was able to put Krishna away so easily. Now she goes to the milk. Now when she goes to the milk, she immediately says, don't worry, my dear milk. Don't worry. I am here for you. Don't commit. Milk is saying, what is the use of me staying alive? I want to commit suicide. I want to commit suicide because Krishna, Mother Yashoda, you are like an ocean of milk. And Krishna's hunger is also like an ocean. And you can satisfy Krishna's hunger. So he won't be needing me. And if I cannot serve Krishna, then I would like to commit suicide. So that is the attitude of a Vaishnava. A devotee, if the devotee should always feel that he is useless, he is not doing enough seva. Our acharyas explained with the example of how the milk is feeling. Everything is chitta in Gokul, in Golok Vrindavan, in the spiritual world. There's nothing inanimate. We have to understand that. Even a table or a chair or anything, everything is full of Satchit. It's chit. Chidananda. Chit means it is full of consciousness. It is full of knowledge. So that chitta potency is there in the spiritual worlds, not only in Golok Vrindavan but in Vaikuntha and all the other spiritual planets. So the milk is saying that my life has become useless. I don't think I'll be able to serve. Krishna is blissfully feeding on Mother Yashoda. She is like the Shirsagar. She is like an ocean of milk. And Krishna's appetite is also so great that she is able to satisfy. So, what is the use of me living? So he actually overflows and falls into the fire, but Mother Yashoda, who acts like a great Vaishnavi or a guru, says, no, don't worry. I will engage you in Krishna's service. My milk is not sufficient to make makhan. I will have to use you to make makhan. So don't worry, I will engage you. And she immediately sprinkles some nice cold water and pacifies the milk devotee. That is the job of a guru. That is the job of a senior Vaishnava. To help other Vaishnavas. There are so many devotees that sometimes we come across in our life that help us in our spiritual life. They engage us, they push us. That is the example. Not that those who are trying to do some nice seva, you trample them and try to show that you are better. And that we see so many times. Guru comes and these disciples, they put on the best act. They even when the disciples don't get along, they show that, oh Prabhu, how can I help you? Can I serve you something more? Can I give you this? Guru sun raha hai, wo dekh raha hai. Nautanki chal rahi hai. Achhi tarah. But inside, they don't mean anything. That is not the way. Some devotee is doing a nice seva. There are so many wonderful sevas that are engaged. The engagement is there. Somebody is cooking nicely. Somebody is doing nice aarti. Somebody is singing nicely. Somebody is giving nice lectures. we should encourage them. Not that the same Gisa Pita tape chal raha hai, same persons on the altar, same persons in the kitchen, same persons giving lecture, same persons. No, there are so many. That is why, even in our Guru Ashtakam, what do we learn? Guru Ashtakam that we sing in the Mangalarti. But the Guru's job is, what is the Guru? What are the symptoms of a Guru? Guru is what he does? He engages everybody in Krishna. Yuktascha bhaktascha eva ninjotapi vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. He engages the devotees in Krishna's service. Yuktascha bhaktamscha niyunjo api vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. Right? Heard that right in the Mangalarti. Suna hai na aap logon ne? So that is the job of a senior Vaishnava. We should encourage. Senior, junior, jo bhi hai. Not that, if you want some seva, we immediately rush, push 50 people aside. Oh, I want to grab and I'll do that. Even in the temple, sometimes we see people are very discourteous. They push away people, even so old people, for darshan. Why can't you wait a couple minutes? Let them have darshan. Darshan is not going anywhere. So, the quality, that is Yashoda. Yashoda. Krishna is beautiful because of Yashoda. Yashoda is very beautiful. Yash, Da. What does Yashoda mean? Da means give. And Yash means one who gives fame. So Krishna is famous because of Yashoda. That is why she is known as Yashoda. So Yashoda is famous because she knows how to serve Krishna. Also she is describing, our Acharyas describe why she wants to save the milk. Why is it that somebody can say that Krishna is not important, milk is more important, and Krishna is thinking the same way too? Krishna is extremely angry. That look, am I more important? I'm still half fed. I'm not completely satisfied still. And you put me down for some little milk that you put on the stove. Krishna is thinking and he's getting more angry. And he's crying more and more. So our Acharyas comment very nicely on that component of that particular part of the Leela too. Very nicely explained. That there is a nice verse that Rupa Goswami quotes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anya Avilashida Shunya Jnana Karma Navritam Anukulina Krishna Anushilanam Tad Bhakti Uttama. What is Uttam Bhakti? Anya Avilashida Shunya. We should not have any other material ambitions. Jnana, not even for Jnana, not even for Karma. Jnana Karma Anavritam. We should be bereft of Jnana and Karma. And Anukulina Krishna Anushilanam Tad Bhakti Uttama. Whatever will please Krishna, that we should do. Whatever will please Krishna, we should do that. Anukulina Krishna Anushilanam. So one will say that it was pratikul, what Mother Yashoda did. It is not anukul to Krishna. It displeased Krishna. When she put Krishna down and neglected Krishna, so our Acharyas explained very nicely. Somebody can argue like this, that this verse, that Naradji quotes, and through Bhakti Rasam Siddhu Rupa Goswami quotes, that Anukulina Krishna. So then our Acharyas explain so nicely that when Krishna was in Mathura and when he entered the arena fighting with the Chanur and Mustik, the wrestlers of Kansa, at that time they were inflicting blows on Krishna and Balram, but they loved it. They felt like their Virya Ras. That Virya Ras means the chivalrous or the Kshatriya Ras in that. They were very pleased with those blows. But does it mean that it is Anukulina Krishna? It is not. It is not Anukulina Krishna. It is not pleasing. It is pleasing to Krishna, but the bhav that they are expressing is inimical towards Krishna. So that's one explanation about Anukulina Krishna. Now another explanation that Anukulina Krishna here, it means that whatever paraphernalia that is required to serve Krishna nicely, that paraphernalia should be respected and it should be protected. She used to, even Yashoda Mai used to get very angry at Krishna when sometimes she used to chastise when he made this wonderful, Mother Yashoda used to put nice wonderful dresses on him, silk dresses, dress him up nicely with the crown and everything, peacock feather, and Krishna would go out into the dirt and make a mess. And immediately Mother Yashoda would be upset that these clothes are actually serving you. You cannot be like this. So this milk is actually meant for your service. So service is more important than you, O Krishna. One time Srila Prabhupada in 26 2nd Avenue, in the very first old days, at that time, if you all heard, some of you have read Leela Amrit, there was one devotee by the name Jain. Now after that initiative, she became Jadurani. Now suna hai na? Jadurani ji ka. She is a very good painter. If you've seen some of the paintings in Krishna art, amazing paintings. She has, Prabhupada really blessed her with a vision that she had so wonderful paintings. So one time Prabhupada...
This Gornitai painting is by her.
Oh, see, there we go. Thank you. That Gornitai painting is by Jadurani Devi Dasi. So wonderful painting she... No, not this one. No. So one time when she was 26-7, Prabhupada had a very austere environment. For a table he had this trunk, patre ka jo peti hota hai, India se le aaye the, from which we had all this Srimad Bhagavatam's packed and all that. He had this metal trunk. That was his table. And Prabhupada, she wanted to actually, she made a very nice painting, one of her first paintings I believe, if I'm not mistaken. She wanted to hang it right where Prabhupada's sitting place was, where he used to do his translation. So she couldn't find anything because the entire apartment was empty, bereft of any furniture. So Prabhupada understood and he smiled and said, for Krishna's service, if you want, you can even climb on my head. On Guru's head. So the point is that the expression that Mother Yashoda is saying that this milk is important. I made this milk specially to feed you nice makhan. My dear Krishna, it is in your service. So sometimes that service takes precedence over the Supreme Lord himself, that Mother Yashoda has given that Gyan Tattva. She tells. So that is the reason why she wanted to, and of course, to engage the Vaishnavas in the service of Krishna is the Param Sukh. Like Radharani, that's what she does. She's engaging all the Manjaris, all the gopis in the service of Krishna. That is why Radharani is so great. The greater the devotee, the more humble. And more humble means they want the benefit of everyone. Everybody should get the benefit. Not that only I specialist. Doctor, eye specialist. Eye wala specialist. Sometimes we use a code word. Yeah, eye specialist. So we have to understand everything I want to do. We have to engage. Yuktascha bhaktanscha nivinjo topi vande guru shri charanaravindam. So then Krishna, angry, crying even more, he gets the point. Now I have to do something masti, teach Mother Yashoda a lesson. I want to teach you a lesson, Maya. You for neglecting me. So he sees a huge churning pot, which is made of this earthen pot, bigger than probably 3 times, 4 times bigger than Krishna. And he says, he's looking, mother is still attending to the milk. Theek hai. He takes a little pestle and he knocks it. Very, very quietly, without making noise, and very expertly. Here again his Aishwarya Roop comes into play. That even without Yashoda Maiya, she is right in the room, but she doesn't know that the big pot has got a big hole in it. And immediately streams of white, fresh yogurt flows through it. Imagine, like a huge drum, because the more liquid inside, the more force. And that hole creates a huge sprout of milk. It's sprouting out. He knows about Kaj Bhushandi. Kaj Bhushandi was a great devotee. Actually, he was... which Muni is the Shishya? I forget the name. It was one of the very, very old Munis, his disciple, but he was not very careful in following the instructions of his Guru. And his Guru warned him many times that you should not do that. And one time he was at some point he was very insulting. And this Guru of Kaj Bhushandi, of this person who was living in the ashram, this Guru was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. I think it was Saurabhi Muni. Saurabhi Muni, if I'm not mistaken. And Lord Shiva was very upset when he saw that he insulted his Guru. So Lord Shiva personally came and cursed him to go into the most lowest species of life and become a crow. But the Guru said, Saurabhi Muni said, that please don't do this. He is not so intelligent. He did what he did. Please forgive him. So he kind of said, okay, fine, no problem. Just like, when the curse of a pure devotee is almost like a blessing also. We have to remember that. So he said, okay, he will become Kaj Bhushandi and he will get the opportunity to be in Ayodhya and witness the pastimes of Lord Rama. And he will be reciting the entire Ramayana, and he actually, Kakbhushan, it is said that even today he is in Mansarovar in Kailash, and he is continuously reciting the Ramayana. Sometimes some devotees came to Shiva, they asked some questions, they came to Naradji and they said, go to Shiva about a particular question. There was one particular question that came to the mind of a devotee saying that, how come Lord Rama is Bhagwan? He can't be Bhagwan, he is crying. Oh, because the crow took a little piece of roti from his hand and he started crying. And also, in one pastime, when Lakshman was completely tied up with the Nagpash of Indrajit in the war, and Lakshman was completely almost dead, you can say. So at that time, Ramchandra Bhagwan was crying like a baby for his brother. So how can that be Bhagwan? So this devotee went to Naradji, and Naradji said, you go to Shiva, Lord Shiva will answer this question. And Lord Shiva said, you go to Kakbhushan in Kailash, in Mansarovar. He will answer your question, that how he is the Supreme Lord. So Kakbhushan is a great devotee. So he said, okay, you the crows also, you are our, I am indebted to you, because constantly your forefather Kakbhushan is reciting my glories. So I am obligated to you. So let me give you some makhan as well. That is why monkeys in Vrindavan, you see, they are so naughty that they are very special. We should never shoo them or unless and until they are kind of, taking your stuff or something otherwise. Some devotees I've seen, some people, recently I was there last month, crazy, some of them, they were picking up stones and throwing at the monkeys. No, they are very special. Vraj, Jayatite Adhikam Janmana Vraja. Somebody who is born in Vraj, even an insect, is much more higher than us. As Radha Rasudani, he says that even in a small insect in Vraj that is born in a stool is much better than us, that we are not in Vraj. Very difficult to digest that. Even one who is a chore, Radha Rasudani says, even one who is stealing in Vraj, even that he is more exalted, his position is exalted than us. So these monkeys have a very special position in Vraj. Krishna loved them. And that is why they are naughty like Krishna. If you agree, even today if you go, be very careful with your glasses. They take your glasses. In April, I was there this year, about 8 months ago, and I was buying a harmonium in this Radha Damodar Seva Kunj area. There's just a small shop between the Radha Shyam Sundar Mandir and Radha Damodar Mandir. And I stepped inside. The stores are high, and you walk in. I was standing inside the store. It was about twilight time, 6:37, getting kind of darkish. Not completely dark, but still, And suddenly, I'm like, testing my harmonium. And suddenly, gul. And I'm thinking, who came? I thought some person came, somebody who must have known me. In Vrindavan, you meet so many devotees from different places. Somebody's just playing a prank, and I didn't pay much attention. And then the person in front of me, the seller is telling, Bhaiya, aapka chashma gaya. Gaya means gaya kahan, bandar le gaya. And then I walked out and I saw there was a little bandaryani stuck to this bandaryani, the little baby with mother and baby, and this one is already climbed 2 stories high on top of the roof and dangling by this thing. So now I said, okay, you know what? About 7-8 years ago, when I was paying my Danvats at Rupa Goswami Samadhi in the Radha Damodar temple, same thing happened to me. They came and took my specs. So they told me, get some fruit, throw it, and they will give it back. So it happened. Threw the fruit 7 years ago. The spectacles I retrieved. So I told the shopkeeper, "Arey bhaiya, kuch fruit nikalo. Bring out a fruit, apple hai, banana hai, kuch bhi nikalo." So you know what the shopkeeper is saying? Abhi fruit se kaam nahi chalega, fruity dena padega. Fruity is like a little drink, if you all don't know, those who have not. Yeah, it's like a cold mango drink. That's a Tetra Pak. I said, what? Yes. He himself went 15 rupees ka fruity le aaya dukaan se. And then he threw it and my glasses came back. Few days later, maybe 4 or 5 days later, seriously, I was taking darshan, not me. I became smarter then. Immediately, the moment my rickshaw entered the Lohi Bazar area, my glasses automatically come in my pocket. It was no brainer. It was just like automation. So when I was going in that same gully, one Mataji I heard scream. I said, what happened? like somebody stole a purse or something. Meri mala, meri joli. And she had her chanting beads. Then the chanting beads were taken by the monkey right there. And she was so frantic. Ye meri diksha ki mala, and she broke down profusely. I said, Maiya, koi problem nahi. I told my rickshaw, 15 rupees wali fruity le aao. I gave him money. But I told her Mataji, bring fruity. And she just wouldn't listen because she was like, Meri mala. And I can understand, initiation, di hui mala.
Last year, one stole my Diksha mala.
Oh, really? Oh, Krishna. So I will tell you what parts in Vrindavan you have to be very careful, especially. So then, that again, same thing. Fruity lo, mala do. So exchange ho gaya. She is very happy, and she was so happy. She said, bless you so much. I said, don't bless me. Bless my shopkeeper who taught me. The harmonium wala. So whenever you come into Loi Bazaar, immediately glasses out. When you go to Radharaman temple, all the way there also Nidhivan, you go through Nidhivan, Radharaman temple, there also be very careful. And one more place is near Madan Mohan temple, especially even during at Parikrama Marg. See, not all the places, like by Krishna Balaram temple, they don't bother you. There's certain places that those monkeys are the most naughtiest. There is one little real, I don't know if it's reality or it's a joke, but I heard this. One time in Raj, there was one hat seller selling hats. So when he was selling hats in the afternoon, it was pretty slow. So he used to go and sleep under a tree. So when he was sleeping under a tree, he had put all his hats. Now, a few decades later, it was a family business. So the grandson comes and he sleeps under the same tree in Raj, selling hats again, topi lelo. Afternoon mein tired ho gaya, so gaya. He slept. And when he slept, when he woke up, all the topis were gone. So he heard, same story my grandfather told me. This is what I should do. So he did this, monkeys did this. He did this, monkeys did that. He did that, all the actions he did. Then he took his hat down, he threw it. Monkeys didn't throw the hat. One monkey came down and slapped him and says, only you think you have grandfather. So even our grandfather told us that about 20-30 years ago, some Tobiwala came and did this trick on us. So the point being, the monkeys in the Vraj, they are very nutcracker. So Mother Yashoda now is slowly coming behind and now with a stick in her hand. And Krishna's back is to Mother Yashoda. Krishna's back is to Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda is with a little stick. She's upset. At the same time amused, but she's more upset now because she had the whole idea of making some nice makhan from that milk which he wasted, from the yogurt which Krishna destroyed. So immediately what happens? Krishna is having a lot of fun with his friends, monkey friends, crow friends, and immediately the crows and the monkeys, they start scurrying away. And he said, "Are lo, kya hua? And they are scurrying. So immediately, something's wrong in this picture here. And he fears that, somebody has entered the room. And he looks behind and he jumps down. So basically, Namami Ishwaram, Satchitananda Rupam, Lasat Kundalam, Gokule Brajamanam. His Roop Vishesh, I forgot to mention, Lasat Kundalam. Lasat means his beautiful earrings that are touching his cheeks. His Krishna's beauty is so amazing. Brahma Samhita describes, we sing it in our Darshan Arti. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesh Shobham, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam. His beauty super excels even millions of cupids. Kandarpa means cupid, Kamdev. Kandarpa Koti means millions. Kamaniya Vishesh Shobham. His beauty surpasses that. Krishna's beauty is so, Uddhav says that Krishna, the ornaments on you, generally when we wear the ornaments, हम जब गहने पहनते हैं, they beautify the person, right? But Uddhav says, it is because of your beauty the ornaments look beautiful. The ornaments are the luster and the beauty of the ornaments increases because of Krishna's beauty. Krishna is so beautiful. Navanirada nindita kanti dharam rasasagara nagara bhupa varam shubhavanki macharu shikhanda sikim braja Krishna nidhim brajaraja sutam. He is so beautiful. He has got the peacock feather and he is the Vrajaraja Suttam. He is the son of Nanda Baba. And he is full of beauty. So many wonderful descriptions are there about Krishna's beauty. Actually speaking, Krishna's beauty, Krishna himself is bewildered by his own beauty. Kya bola maine? Krishna himself is bewildered by his own beauty. Krishna, when he looks at himself, he is mesmerized at his own beauty. And that is the reason why he came as Mahaprabhu. He came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to taste his own beauty, to glorify Srimati Radha's prem, and to feel what Radha felt. To feel his own sweetness. So Krishna's beauty is so beautiful that he had to come himself. The main reason for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu adventing is not Sankirtan. That is an external reason. The Sankirtan is an external reason. But this is the main reason, to taste his own beauty. So Rupa Vishesha. And in the Leela Vishesh, in this particular, Lasada Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam, Yashoda Bhiyu Lukhalat Dhavamanam. So right now, when Yashoda Ma is coming, he runs down the Ukhalat. And then what happens? Yashoda Maya is chasing Krishna. Yashoda Bhiyu Lukhala Dhavamanam Paramashtam Atyanto Tato Dhrutya Gopya. Paramashtam. From behind, Mother Yashoda catches Krishna. Krishna actually is very smart. He doesn't run. Nand Baba's palace is very big. He doesn't run in the palace, but he runs out into the courtyard. Our acharyas explain that generally Vrajvasis, the females, even today, actually, I know some Vrajvasis in Gokul, that when I visit, the males, they come out and meet you, but the aunties or even the elderly persons, they actually cover their heads with the veil. And they have their own quarters. Generally, you can't go there. And even if they come see you, they don't show their face. This is recent I'm talking about. One of my Vrajvasi uncles that I had, my grandmother used to stay in their house whenever she was in Gokul for many months, many years she stayed there. So that uncle passed away. So I went to meet the family. So I met the sons and I wanted to meet Auntie Ji. And when I went to see her, all the ladies, the moment I asked the sons, can I at least, I want to just say Hare Krishna to her, and the moment, yeah, you can go, no problem. And the moment I entered, all the ladies, they covered the young and old, they covered their heads with the veil. So that Maryada is there. That shyness is there. So he knows, Krishna knows that Mother Yashoda, if I go into the courtyard, she's not going to come behind me. Because now that becomes, it is visible from the public areas. That is why he runs outside. Nanda Baba's palace is big. But he decided to run outside because of this factor. But Mother Yashoda looks here and there. She's also very smart. Nobody's looking. So she runs. And she, Paramashtam from behind, catches up with Krishna. Paramashtam from behind, Atyanta. And right away, she nabs Krishna. Now, the Acharyas comment so nicely that how was she able to now? Yashoda Maiya's, she is pretty old also, you have to remember. Krishna was conceived at a very advanced age. Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya very old. But at the same time, very, very young and beautiful looking. But still, her bodily features are, she is also heavy set. Her bodily features, if you look at Yashoda Maiya, she's heavy set. It's not very easy for a heavy set person to run and compare with a child who is very agile. But somehow or the other, she catches hold of her ketki flowers that are there in her braid. They fall and they say, Maiya, don't worry about us. You catch up with him. Catch that scoundrel. We are with you. We are with you. And Mother Yashoda gets that, what do you call? We have the cheerleaders, right? In a sporting game that help cheer. So the ketki flowers are kind of cheering Mother Yashoda. You go ahead. Don't worry about us. You go ahead. Catch up. And then she catches up finally. And Acharya's comment that it is because Yashoda Maiya's love is greater than the love of Krishna, she was able to catch up. It is because, and earlier on, it is because her love is greater than Krishna, she was able to put him down, which a 10,000 strength Putna could not. So the our love for Krishna should be greater than his. Then Krishna will be bound or he will be controlled. Krishna is pleased in Vaikuntha when you offer your prayers. Krishna is pleased when you consider him as the Supreme Lord. But Krishna is controlled when you have when your love exceeds Krishna's love. Very important point. When your love exceeds Krishna's love, then Krishna is controlled. So our acharyas explained that particular aspect, that he was caught because of that particular reason, that Yashoda Maiya's love and determination was much, much more than that of Krishna. So immediately when Krishna is caught, now Krishna knows she has a stick in her hand still, and he is crying, Rudantam Muhur Netra. Muhu means incessantly. Rudantam Muhur Netra. Yugmam Rijantam. Krishna is very tricky. Our acharyas comment, there are two reasons why he is actually rubbing his two hands. Yugmam Rijantam. With both hands. First of all, sometimes when you want to induce tears, you rub your eyes tightly. So then the tears will fall. So Mother Yashoda will be compassionate towards me and not beat me or scold me. And then when Mother Yashoda doesn't give up, now he is actually insisting. Ruduntam Muhu Netra Yugmam Rijantam Karamboje Yugmena. With his two wonderful lotus-like hands, he is rubbing his eyes. Satanka Netram. Now Mother Yashoda is not giving up to his tricks. You are my son. I gave you birth. Don't think you can trick me. Mother Yashoda is saying. So now he understood that she is pretty serious. So Satanka Netram. Satanka Netram means his eyes are full of fear. Muhusasha Kampa. And Trirekhanka Kantha. The three beautiful, the pearl necklaces form like on a grooves that you see on a conch shell. Shank ke upar jo lines hoti hai na. And the necklaces are moving because there is Muhusasha Kampa. Kampa means shaking. So, Tirekhanka Kantha, Sthita Graiva Damodar Bhakti Paddam. Due to the exceeding love of Mother Yashoda, she was able to control. Now Yashoda Maiya is upset and she's saying that, who taught you to be a chore? You are a chore, you are a thief. Now I know why the gopis are complaining. I saw what you did in our own house. Why did you do that? So Krishna then says so nicely, Gopal Champu, Jiva Goswami, in my side of the dynasty, Nanda Baba's time, there is no chore. But I heard that on your side, from your father's side, there was one Gopa named Chor Ghosh Gopa. There was one Gopa by the name Chor Ghosh. He's telling his mother that your father's side had one person by that name. In my dynasty, there is no chore. And that made her even more upset. She immediately grabbed him and then she says, okay, why? You're stealing? Not only that, you're throwing the makhan to the monkeys, to the crows. No, Maya, I did not. Actually, I caught the monkeys and they splattered all this makhan over my mouth. This is what he said. Acha, that's what they did. So first he's saying, who did this to you then? Then whoever made the makhan did it. She said, meaning the Almighty, the Supreme Lord. See? Amazing. So there's a double meaning. That means I am the Almighty Lord Himself and I did it. And I try to understand. There's so many nice, wonderful connotations here. Who did it? The Almighty Lord did it. Whoever made the yogurt did the same thing to me. And then he says the crows did it and the monkeys did it, and I tried to stop the monkeys and they splattered it all over me. So I'm the innocent one. You have to catch them. So okay, so now you're becoming like a monkey as well. No problem. I don't want you to get a bad reputation. It is my duty as a parent to correct you. Because if you're going to be stealing, I want to make sure that you stop this business, because once you grow up, it will be very hard to get out of this bad habit. So I'm going to punish you today. She takes him into the room where the ukkal was. He says, you are khal. Krishna, you are khal. Khal ka matlab samajhte ho na Hindi mein? What? In English mein kya hua meaning? Khal means you are a cheater. Khal. You heard that word? No, Hindi mein suna hai nahi suna hai khal shabd? Khalnayak. King of cheaters. ठीक है. Khalnayak means the king of cheaters. So you are khal. And your partner in crime is ukkal. So now both of you are going to get punished. Dono ko punishment hogi. That is why I am going to tie you to the ukkal. So now she takes a ribbon out of her hair, out of her braid, and she ties Krishna's fur around the waist, and she's 2 fingers short. And she wants to actually tie one rope first and then tie it to the ukhal. Both needed to be tied. Like how handcuffs are. Huh? Like that. That's how it's described in the Gopal Champu. So, she is 2 fingers short. She takes another ribbon and ties it around, again 2 fingers short. Now in the meantime, it is morning time already, early morning, all the gopis and the gopas, they come, because they cannot live without Krishna, and the gopis of Raj, they love Yashoda Maiya, they love Yashoda Rani, so they are seeing this wonderful pastime. Idrikshwa Leela Vir Ananda Kunde Swagosha Nimanjantam Akhyapayantam. And they are seeing this wonderful pastime. And they are saying, Yashoda Maiya said, bring me the more ropes from the grinding motor, from the churning rods. And they bring rope, and they try to, again she tries to tie the belly of Krishna, and she's 2 fingers short. And Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who the entire sustenance, entire creation is within his belly, as Mahavishnu. If you all know, as Mahavishnu, the entire creation is within his belly. Mother Yashoda wants to tie up this Krishna, who is actually the cause of all causes. So now, 2 fingers short again. All the ropes are exhausted. The gopis are giggling. Mother Yashoda is perspiring. She is going red. And the rest of the flowers that are left there, those are also falling off her hair from her braid. And she is exhausted. And internally saying, oh Narayana, how can I tie this child? She's praying to Lord Narayana. Narayana, I wish I can tie this child up. She's praying to Lord Narayana. Narayana, I wish I can tie this child up. And immediately then Krishna, he gets himself bound. She prays to Narayana. So basically Acharya's comment there, those 2 fingers denote 2 things. One is our own, as sadhak bhaktas, meaning endeavoring devotees, sadhana karne wale jo devotees hai, bhaktas, we make our endeavor. But no matter how many endeavors we make, unless and until his kripa is not there, his mercy is not there, our endeavors won't be successful. So these 2 fingers denote. So the moment Mother Yashoda gives up and she says, and then not only that, there's the other reasons Acharya has explained, that Krishna didn't want to embarrass his mother anymore. He saw my mother is tired now. Now, I must stop this. And that is why out of love, Damodar Bhakti Baddham. So the meaning of Damodar Bhakti Baddham means there are 2 meanings. That Damodar gets himself tied up out of love, his own love for his mother and mother's love for him. But mother's love exceeded, again, 3rd example here, exceeded more than Krishna. That is why she was able to tie up. Nobody in the entire creation can tie up Krishna. Not possible. Except, and mother's love is because she is Vatsalya Ras, and then there is another Ras which is considered higher, is known as the Madhurya Ras. They can tie, the gopis could tie up Krishna. That is why Damodar Bhakti Vaddam. Dam means rope and Udar means stomach. Udar means stomach. So one who was tied on his stomach, that is why friends thought he was known as Dam Udar. Damodar. That is why he is known as Damodar. So Krishna is tied up now. Mother Yashoda says, I'm going to leave you here with your friend Ukhal, cheater and the Maha cheater. Dono saath mein, ab khelo, play. Mother Yashoda goes back with the gopis. Now we have got a lot of do. Festival is coming up. This Indra Yajna is coming up. And we have to do so many things. Upananda's palace needs so much help. I have to make so many things for them. Let's go back to the kitchen. In the meantime, the gopas are also there early in the morning. Anybody Gujarati here? Koi nahi hai. Narsi Mehta has a very nice bhajan. The one who, Darshi Mehta is also the composer of Vaishnav Janto Dene Kahiye Je Peed Parai Jane De. So there is one nice bhajan, it's called a Prabhatya. It's sung early in the morning. Narsi Mehta writes that He Jagne Jadva Krishna Govadiya Tujh Vina Dhen Ma Kaun Jashe Trana Sene Saath Govar Tode Re Madya Vado Re Govadiyo Kaun Thashe. Jagne Jadava. So this bhav is actually his mother Yashoda singing this song. Oh Yadava, please wake up. Why? She's saying that please wake. Every day she used to sing this song in different songs to wake Krishna up also. Oh Jagne Jadava, Krishna Govadiya. Oh coward boy Krishna, please wake up. Tuja vina dhenava kaun jashere. Without you, who will go to feed the cows and take the cows to the pasture? Tranasena saga govar tode madya. 360 different gwalpals have gathered outside to take you. Vadore govadiyo kaun thashere. Who will become the chief coward boy amongst them? So these coward boys are here. They are waiting for Krishna to take him out for the cow herding. But they see, what happened here? He's bound. And then Mother Rohini comes from Upananda's house along with Balram. And when Balram sees this, he enters. Rohini mother goes straight into the kitchen. And Balram comes to play with the boys to take Krishna out for cow herding. So when Balram sees this, Krishna, and Krishna is crying. Krishna is crying now. And Balram is extremely angry. Now Balram is Swayam Sankarshan, Mahasankarshan. He is Lakshman. If you see in all the different avatars, he is Baldev. Baldev means he's got strength, spiritual strength as well as the material prowess. Nobody can beat Balram. Nobody's got a strength like Balram. So Balram is extremely angry. Who did this? And the Madhumangal says in his ears, Yashoda Mai. Oh. So he backed off. So Krishna says that, okay, at least we can go out and play. Relieve me. Open the knot. Balram tries. Doesn't open. The Gopas try. Doesn't open. Acharya's comments so nicely. The Gopas, Balram, they are in Sakyaras. And Mother Yashoda is in Vatsalyaras. Vatsalyaras is more stronger. So the Sakyaras cannot open that knot. So finally, they decide, okay, we'll just play like that. He drags the ukkal behind him. They go into the courtyard. When they go into the courtyard, they want to play. They see the Arjun trees. And Krishna says, let's go between those trees. So the Gopas go, and like a train, they're trying to follow, and Krishna follows behind, and the ukkal gets stuck between the Yamal Arjuna trees. When the ukkal gets stuck, Krishna immediately, he tugs it, and both the trees fall with a huge tumultuous sound. Kuver atmajao baddha murtaiva yadvat tvaya mochito bhaktir bhajo kritavcha tha prema bhakti sokam niprahecha na mokshe grihmasti damodareya. Right there, you see that wonderful picture. That is also from Krishna heart. That's also beautiful. So here, there's a very nice reason why Krishna does what he did. Krishna says, again another meaning of Damodar Bhakti Vaddham. Please try to understand. There are so many wonderful rasic meanings behind this Bhakti Vaddham. Krishna says, my devotee Narad, he actually had cursed the sons of Kuver. He had cursed them for their misbehavior. But he at the same time, he had promised them that he will be delivered by Krishna in his wonderful pastimes as a baby in Gokul. So I have to keep my devotee's word, Naradji's word, I have to keep. Bhakti Vaddham. Because Naradji is a devotee, Krishna is also known as Bhakta Vatsala and Bhakta Vashya. Bhakta ke saath Vash means control hona. And Bhakta Vatsala means one who is considering the devotee as his own. Like a little baby. Vats means like a calf. Like a little baby. So Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala and Bhakta Vashya. Controlled by the devotee's love, and also he is in love with his devotees, just like parental love that the Krishna has for his own devotees. So he says, Damodar Bhakti Vaddham ka meaning ye bhi hua ki my Naradji had my pure devotee Naradji had promised them. That is why I am going to fulfill that. Not only that, there was another devotee involved here. He says, my Lord Shiva, he is a great devotee of myself. And his devotee is Kuver. His devotee is Kuver. Kuver is one of the foremost devotees of Lord Shiva. And these are Kuver's sons. So because the father is a devotee of Lord Shiva, I have to make sure that they are okay. So Bhakti Baddham. one more meaning here. So that is why when he went in between, those two brothers came out, and they came out in their form, wonderful effulgent forms. They circumambulated Krishna, and Krishna granted them bhakti, not only bhakti, but mukti, and also granted them residence in Gokul. And these two brothers are actually Snigdha Kantha and Madhur Kantha that we started when we started our Katha. They are the ones who eternally every morning they come and recite the wonderful pastimes outside the palace of Nanda Baba in Aprakritya Gokul, in Golok Vrindavan. Every day the different pastimes are being narrated by these two brothers. What are their names? Snigdha Kantha and Madhur Kantha. These two. So they are the two. So he's saying, Satyavrata Muni is basically saying that after seeing this wonderful Leela, all these wonderful, he says that Idriksha Leela vir Ananda Kunde Swagosha Nimanjantam Akhyapayantam Tadiyeshid Agneshu Bhakti Richitatvam Puna Premas Tam Shatta Vidya. I want to offer you my obeisances again and again, my dear Lord, for these wonderful pastimes that you have done. And then Krishna is so pleased with him. He says, okay, ask me some boon. It's like a dialogue. Now, although it's not mentioned here, it's subtle. Sanatana Goswami Pad explains in his Digdarshini. It's as if Krishna is pleased and says, okay. So he's saying, I will give you some boon. I am very pleased with you. So he's saying, Varam Deva Moksham na Moksham Vadimva. I do not want Varam Deva. You are able to give. Your Varam means benediction, and Deva means you are the supreme Lord who can give all kinds of benedictions. आप मुझे वरदान दे सकते हैं. Varam Deva Moksham na Moksham Vadimva. But I do not want this moksha. This Pancha Purushartha. Generally, everybody is running behind four things: Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Dharma karne se people do piety because they get their desires fulfilled out of Dharma, because all their kamanas get fulfilled. Right? Dharma, they get Artha, they get money. And when they get money, well, their desires get fulfilled. Kama. But what happens at some stage in their life, although they have all the material things, they are not happy. Finally, they want to give up everything, and they want to go to Haridwar, they want to go to Rishikesh, and they want to retire in the Himalayas, and they say, I want moksha. So Dharma followed by Artha, Artha followed by Kama. But Kama, no matter what you have, you may have a Lamborghini parked outside your house, you may have a $10 million home, you may have billions of dollars in bank, but you cannot be completely satisfied unless and until you are completely situated in Krishna's service. Savai Pumsam Baro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radoksha Je Ahitukiya Pratiyata Jena Atma Suprasiddhiti. The Atma will be only satisfied when one is engaged in the full service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So many industrialists and so many people who are intelligent of some level, they give up everything and they say, you know what, I give it to my sons, I give it to my industries and everything, I want to escape. And you will find some of them sitting in the dham and they are looking for moksha. But Satyavrata Muni is rejecting that moksha also. Varam Deva Moksham na Moksham Avadim. And he says, not only that, I also reject Avad. Avad means Vaikuntha. I do not want life in Vaikuntha either. Moksham Vadimva, no chanye vrine aham, varishad apiha. And I do not want any other benedictions of Navda Bhakti. That's amazing. No Shravan, no Kirtan, no Smaran, no Vandan. This Navda Bhakti has been propagated by Prahlad Maharaj. And this Prahlad Maharaj, this Bhakti that he wants is even beyond Dhruva and Prahlad. Even beyond Narad Muni. Which is known as Vatsalya Prem. So I reject that too. So he's saying, I don't want them. Varam Deva, what then? What do you want? Krishna is saying. Again, like a dialogue in a subtle way. He says, Idam Deva Purnatham Gopala Balam. I would like to, Sadame Manasi Avirashtam Kimanye. I would like to completely be absorbed that you come into my heart and always show me this form of Gopal Bal, this Leela that you did in Gokul, not somewhere else. So like that, Ashtakam, time is short. I'm sorry, I could have gone on for a long time. And ultimately, he is also saying this, Varam Deva Moksham na Moksham Vadimva na Chanye Vrineham Varishad Apiha Idam Te Vapurnatha Gopala Balam Sadame Manasi Avirashtam Kimanye. Also he is saying that Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabhu Dukkha Jalabdi Magnam. Here he is also doing Sankirtan. He is calling out the names of the Lord. Namo Deva Damodar. Damodar, and again different names, Vishnu. And again Acharya has explained that this Vishnu is actually Krishna in Govardhan. He expands himself into different caves, and Vishnu means all pervading. So, like that he is also, and then what do I want? Na alam laksha labe. I do not want any other boons or benedictions, nothing doing, my dear sir. Only what I want is your wonderful Vatsalya bhav that I have, that is bound by Mother Yashoda's robes. This is what I want. And then finally he is praying, Namo Radhikaya, Tvadiya Priyaya, Namo Ananta Leelaya, Devaya Tubhyam. Before that he is saying, Namaste tu Damne, Swarat Dipti Damne. Tvadiya Udarayata Vishwasya Dhamne. Just give me 5 more minutes, okay? I'll explain the last verse very in a nutshell and then I will wind down. Very, very important. He is first offering his obeisances finally also to the robe. He is saying, Namaste tu Damne, Swarat Dipti Damne. Now, Damne means the robe. I offer my respectful obeisances to the robe. Why? Because it is Swarat Dipti Damne. It is the seat of the concentrated love of Mother Yashoda, full of effulgence. There's so much love packed in it. I mean, it's like, imagine, like if you have like one bulb, and if you have like thousands and millions of bulbs in one place, it becomes very effulgent. That place becomes so bright that you can hardly see the bulbs. So, Namaste tu Damne Sfurat Dipti Damne. Dipti means the light, the effulgence, the concentration of Mother Yashoda's love. And I also offer my obeisances to your belly. Namaste tu Damne Sfurat Dipti Damne Tvadiya Udaraya. Udar means your stomach. Vishwasya Dhamne. Vishwas means the entire creation. It is the location in your belly. Mahavishnu's belly is the place when all the universes are annihilated and all the jivas, they rest in Mahavishnu's stomach. That is why he is also known as Narayan. And when the creation is recreated again by his glance, then all of them are transported back into the material world. So Vishwasya Dhamne. The entire creation rests in your belly. And Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. So Radhika, there's also a very, very deep meaning behind this last 2 lines, which I really don't have the time right now. But because Radhika is the most foremost servant of Srimati. She is the most beloved of Damodar. Krishna was also tied by Radhika. It didn't take 2 finger shot. When Krishna sometimes went to Chandravali's Kund, when he used to come back, the gopis used to tie and punish him, and immediately the Manjaris were able to tie Krishna right away. Sometimes they tied him to the pallu of Radharani with his belt on his stomach. That is why also he is known as Damodar. But no 2 finger shot. There is no question. The Madhurya Ras is very high. Immediately Krishna gets bound right away. Radhika is such a great personality that Krishna even bows down to all the gopis to let him inside the kunj of Radha when Radha is upset, when she's displaying the man bhav. Namo Radhika, Tvadiya, Namo Radhika, Tvadiya Priyaya. Tvadiya means your own. Your own Priyaya means the most. Priya means the most, dearmost. Namo Ananta Leelaya Devaya Tubhya. The last line is also very, very wonderful. Ananta Leelaya. The word Leela, especially the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya Sanatana Goswami explains, the word Lee plus La. Li means to embrace, alingan karna, and La means to accept. The gopiyon ka jinhone alingan, gopiya ka jo prem jinhone accept kiya, that is Krishna. So Namo Ananta Leelaya, and Krishna, that Ananta Leelaya means actually he is indicating the highest pinnacle, which is the Ras Leela, which is the topmost. Amongst the pinnacle in Raj is the Ras Leela. So Namo Ananta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam. Damodar Dev ki jai. Thank you very much for bearing with this. I wish I could have expounded even more on each and every verse and every chant. But again, some people have to take prasad. I know it's a little late. Some people are showing me the clock. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Brahmagata Gaudiya Samra Acharya Guru Dev ki Guru ki jai. Hare Krishna.
That's why they call him Leela Purushottam.
Yes.
Not Maryada Purushottam.
Not Maryada Purushottam.
Leela Purushottam.
Also offer the tulsi and malti flowers that are there on the table to the Lord. This is the presiding deity right here, the little one where Krishna is being bound by Mother Yashoda. So that is the Yashoda Damodar. The Damodar deity is right here, and we can all offer tulsi, the malti flowers, and a ghee lamp. The benefit, it is said that if you offer a ghee lamp in the month of Kartik, you will actually get the benefit of donating 10,000 cows. It's amazing. And when you offer the malti flowers are very dear to Krishna. You can offer them at any time of the year, but especially when you offer it in Kartik, Yamraj will never ever, come close to you, and he will eradicate all your sins. He will take it out of his database. Guaranteed. And also, it is said in the Hari Bhakti Vilas about the malti leaves, the white fragrant flowers, when you offer them to Krishna, in Kartik especially, is better than donating cows or even gold. So it is worth its way beyond gold when you offer with love malti flowers to Krishna. This is a very, very sweet song that has been compiled by Satyavrata Muni, and it is mentioned in the Padma Purana. Very, very old. And then after this, we will describe the meaning of the Damodar Ashtakam, and we will try to expound by explaining the intricacies and the details, the fundamental secrets as well of the Damodar Ashtakam. Namamishwaram Satchitananda Rasakunalam Gopure Brajmanam Satchitananda
Hare